Gaza Strip, I would be happy to hear about that. Thank you.
Thank you. And then maybe pass along the row.
Yes, actually, I have 2 points. Maybe the first one regarding to what extent the municipalities in Gaza Strip has managed to contribute in protection, the land protection, or in this issue. The other point is rights. I think maybe we haven't yet highlighted the issue of rights, land rights, and rights protection, and how these rights can be accessed or advocated by the local communities, especially those who are in protracted crisis settings or under occupation, etc. I think that's, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And Joseph, I'll just...
Thank you. I have a question for Gia. In the work that you're doing to advise governments, one of the useful tools that we have, of course, is the international law, the human rights law, including the prohibition against forced eviction that has been around for 30 years and never been challenged. It's mentioned in the GUMF, the Global Urban Monitoring Framework, but not in any detail. But I wonder if that, especially for its preventive value, if you're able to use that, particularly the General Comment number 7 on forced evictions, as a tool for urban law and development, especially of preventive measures.
Thank you. And that, in some way, answers your point as well about the use of sort of laws and appealing to our rights in order to respond. Okay, so some great questions. Thank you. We hear one around strategies for HLP rights and legal policy frameworks, questions about municipalities in the West Bank and potential of things like property tax, also how land is being protected, and then also one around around the sort of use of laws against forced evictions, as mentioned at the end. So let's go to each speaker if you would like to respond. Just 1 minute on each thing, if you can. We'll start with you, Haya, please.
Okay, according to property tax, yes, in Gaza Strip, we take it from the people or from the residents. The question about the strategies that help displaced communities for HLP rights, it may be some kind of cross-cutting with the role of municipalities in land protection. I can see that, or I can say that the
because the Israeli occupation forbids municipalities, but there are local councils that organize and regulate, but according to the capacities available in it. Only that. But having municipalities in area C in the Palestinian area is not possible. Having the municipalities, it is something important and it preserves the land. But the Israeli policies would forbid the presence of municipalities in area C.
Ola, are you online and would you like to respond to those questions, comments? In the meantime, we'll go to Gia.
Hi, can you hear me? Thank you very much for your questions. I'm trying my best to actually gather some of the notes and trying to also talk to colleagues from the team as well to make sure that we answer you fine. I think in the case for the Sudan crisis, which we've been following very closely to from UN Habitat's perspective, it really brings to mind the Juba Agreement, where there were so many aspects that were actually mentioned there as well. And I just have a few notes here also, where recognizing traditional land ownership rights, the Darfur lands and Hawker Commission processes to manage land disputes. You know, these are processes that were put in place or at least mentioned within the agreement, which were very supportive processes as well. But also when it comes to, as I think in that case where we're looking at also maybe no longer looking at the conflict prevention stage, but looking at the process of recovery and also on the process of reconstruction already. Then you're also looking at, maybe some examples regionally which could be used as a reference. And it really brought to mind maybe Rwanda's National Land Commission, which was after the genocide, that was actually set in place, overseeing land disputes and supporting reconstitution processes. I don't have too much more to share specifically for your question. I'll have to consult with colleagues who have specifically worked on this piece. But I think this is a discussion that should definitely be continued to be had. Thank you. Thank you so much for your question as well. From my perspective, yes, definitely. I think that this piece of work specifically at least makes reference to both international humanitarian, but also to human rights law. And I think these processes, coupled with the Pinheiro principles, coupled with so many laws around internal displacement responses as well as forced evictions in this case, touch upon the opportunity for law to actually come into this sphere to protect HLP rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. You want to say one last thing? Okay. Go on.
بس بعد إذنكم في نقطة مهمة كثير في موضوع إدارة الأراضي، أهمية وجود فراغات عامة في موضوع تخطيط إدارة الأراضي. يعني أنا مش عارفة آخر ريفليكشن حيكون. إحنا كان عندنا تجربة في خان يونس، عملنا فراغ عام مع اليو ان هابيتات، حديقة اسمها حديقة حياة كانت على شاطئ البحر. هذا الفراغ العام كان inclusive public space. It was a safe area for women, children and people with disabilities. في فترة الحرب الفراغ العام هذا كان ملاذ وملجأ للنساء والأطفال والأشخاص ذوي الإعاقة. كتير مهم إنه دايما نعمل على في إدارة الأراضي وفي تخطيط الأراضي إنه يكون عندنا فراغات عامة، والفراغات العامة هاي تكون بتراعي الشمولية والأمان في عملية التخطيط وفي عملية التنفيذ. فشكرا لليو ان هابيتات، شكرا لهي الجلسة. بس حبيت أحكي هاي النقطة الأخيرة، فشكرا كثير.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody. That brings us towards the end. Just a couple of things that really stood out for me were, I think through all the presentations, the kind of the complexity of the interaction between the kind of different ways of managing and administering, and just the multiple issues that come up. Land is so often a key part. Just the multiple issues that come up. Land is so often a key part of trying to resolve those. And the key point just at the end that came through for me as well was just about this is about people. It's not just about management or administration of things, of property, but it's about people and the relationships that are there. And that feels really important not to lose sight of. So I want to just say thank you to you all for joining us. Thank you to our speakers. We had Muslim, Mahmoud, Haya, Ola and Gia. So thank you. And thank you for our colleagues supporting with the tech. I know it was challenging, so appreciate your efforts. But yes, thanks. That's all we have time for in this session. But please do carry on the conversations either here or elsewhere, and we will see you for more. Thank you.
Yeah.